So first of all, I call them into a circle. So is duera in Arabic. So it's duera, 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 yalla in duera, yalla duera. And then we just start with what we call and response. So we throw our hands up, hands down. And in that way, we're forming an agreement that we're going to work together and that I'm going to lead it. And that's what it is. It's kind of an opt-in play process. So we're kind of contracting at that point. And then we go into duck, duck, goose. But that's quack, quack, woof, as I said in the TED Talk. So everything is done non-verbally. It's all done with movement and sound and like just infinite amounts of eye contact. So I have a kind of private mission that I want every kid to leave thinking they were my favourite.
How important is it for them to be happy or for them to laugh?
It's so important. I mean, laughter is like there's two types of laughter. One is involuntary and one is in response to the situation, but both of them represent one thing, which is relaxation. And laughter is, it's the ultimate expression of confidence. It means that you've seen something, you feel relaxed, and you've judged it as laugh-worthy. And that's so important. Like it's not, as you say, it's not just what they've been through. It's not just what they're going through. It's also what they picture their future's going to be. And without confidence and without being able to picture themselves as something like a teacher or a footballer or whatever you dream of, like without that, they've really got no reason to engage in anything. So that play and that laughter, it somehow validates their position as a child as important. Like, grown-ups can learn a lot if they shut up for 5 minutes and look and watch kids play and watch kids interact and watch kids dream up the most incredible ideas, and it's not ludicrous. It's tomorrow's innovation is what these kids are dreaming of now. And I was quite naughty when I was a kid, so I don't mind the naughty ones. Because what are the naughty ones? The naughty ones are the inventors. The naughty ones are the innovators or the activists or the social rights movements of tomorrow. The ones who don't abide the rules just because they're the rules. Some of them are going to be some of the most important members of the future and of society if they're encouraged. So, yeah. I just look at them with pure love. Like, we really love them. I love everybody. I love everyone in the world. And I look at them and I make sure they know, like, whatever they do, I love you for it. You're amazing. You're, wow. It's full energy.
Do you often return to the same camps and see the same children that you've seen before, perhaps a few years ago?
Yeah, we return to the same camps. This is the unusual thing about this situation. And obviously, I've been running about 11 years. In Romania, I would see the same kids year in, year out. And it's weird because I say, maybe I see you, but I hope I don't. I hope they're not still there in 6 months. The nice thing is that we've managed to see them along their journey. So I met a kid on the border of Syria in Lebanon, who I then met in Lesbos in Greece, who I then met in Germany, who I then saw on Facebook had made it to England. The strange thing is I'm happy when I turn up and they're not there anymore. Then I think at least they've gone somewhere.
In your TED Talk, you talked about this interaction with one of the young boys and how he was triggered by the smell of tear gas. Can you share that experience?
Idomeni was a horrific. I think it's probably one of the most, and I don't like to get political, but I'd say it's one of the most shameful moments in European history since I've been alive, at least, where they decided, in spite of many people having made journeys that took them years, the decision was made that they were no longer able to continue. And so a bottleneck is a small word for what happened. There was 10, 15, 20,000 people on a piece of land next to the border of Macedonia. And we went in every day, like 5, 6, 7 shows a day for weeks and weeks and weeks. And there was this little guy, and we were doing a show, and I do a thing where I eat a load of tissues and I pull them out in one long line. And I just stuffed them in my mouth. And then the kids startled, a bit like a horse. They were really skittish. And they were like, Mister, you have to go. And you could smell something in the air. And I kind of knew from Calais jungle, where the police there used a lot of tear gas. I knew the smell, but they knew it like that. And they were like, come. And so I had to follow him. And he was running. And we have our policy is we use a safe word called chaplain. If I say chaplain, I mean Charlie Chaplin, which is we keep smiling, but we walk as fast as you can before it's a run for safety. So I was like, Chaplin. So we were following him, and he took us over a hill and under a train. And then, when we got to the other side, I don't know if I've added this out of romance or if it really was it, but he was he was such a generous and caring guy. And I think he was worried that we were scared. And so he called us to a circle. He said, "Dewera, Dewera," is what we say. And then he did a magic trick that I taught him 2 days before that he was rehearsing. And he made us do like all the call and response stuff. And then, yeah, he performed the magic trick. And he wasn't scared by what had happened. And if he did, he didn't show it. His interest was to either entertain us or calm us. And he definitely wanted to shift the atmosphere like we'd been doing for weeks.
And wanted to make sure that you guys were okay.
He wanted to make sure we were okay and that we weren't shook up. And I think sometimes they want to make sure that we're going to come back and that they haven't offended us by how dangerous it is, or they haven't upset us because it's dirty or raining. It's like they kind of, when you go past a tent, the family will invite you in for tea and they're sorry they haven't got coffee. It's very beautiful. It's heartbreaking for all the right reasons. Like the generosity and the care and the pride. You'll sit in a tent eating a bowl of hummus and some bread, and the mother of the family will be so proud to be able to have guests. That it might be a 2-man camping tent that 6 of you are sitting in, but her pride to serve you and to feed you as a guest is phenomenal. And those kids are the same. They really want to look after you. It's kind of, Arabic culture is very, the hospitality is like nothing we've ever seen.